Hi, this is Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors. Welcome back to my channel, and I am today making some ephemera for my Beautiful Blues journals using the Beautiful Blues kit. Now, I saw this first of all with Treasure Books with Natasha, and Karen Renee has also made one, but I haven't seen her video yet. But this is a really simple concept for having extra space in your journal, writing space. And literally all you're going to be doing is you're going to be working with A4 sheets of paper. And you're going to be folding them in half. And then folding them in half again. That's it, literally folding them twice. What I am going to need to do is I'm going to need to tidy up some of the corners, because when I cut all the whites off the borders, it didn't do the best of jobs. But what we are going to do is I've got a couple here that are already good to go. This one here I've already trimmed the pieces off the border. So this literally is just folded like that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get another piece, which I've done exactly the same with. I have folded it. I need to take some of the edging off because you can see it's not straight, but this time I'm going to take a little bit more off. This one went to 9.5 centimetres. I'm going to take this one to 8.5 centimetres. And so make a note of this. Oops. 9.5, 8.5, 7.5, 6.5. They're going to be my lengths. And then that's pretty much a full. So I'll just play with that. So that would be normally there, and I'm going to take it down to there. So as you can see, all I've done, just got my paper that I folded over once, folded over twice. And the idea is this is going to sit on top of this, like that. Okay. I'm going to grab another piece of paper, not going to be overly precious about it. And this one I'm going to cut at 8.5 centimetres. And I need to make sure I'm going to cut the right end, because I don't want to cut the piece that's actually folded. I want to cut this end that isn't folded. We went to there, so I'm going to take it down a centimetre to 12.5. So that's our third piece, which isn't 9.5, 8.5, 7.5, that should be. That's our third piece, and we need one more piece. So I'm going to go for, I think, another patterned one. And we're looking at 6.5 now. And then we are looking at, we do 12.5, let's try 11.5. Yes. And literally, I'm going to keep those because they're beautiful papers. And literally, so all we've got here is we've got pieces of paper that are cut like so. 4 different ones, slightly different sizes. That's all we've got. That's all we're playing with, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to glue this back page here on top of this page here. That is if my glue wants to work today, because it's been protesting, and it's still protesting. Okay, so we're not going to use our art glitter glue today. I will use some I'll use some collal. So as I said, let's make sure I've got this on the right way. You're going to be making sure that your papers, the open end is at the bottom and to the right on everything you do, okay? So the open ends are bottom and to the right, which means I'm going to glue this side here. Okay, I'm going to give that a bit of a rub because it's quite thick in places. Now this paper is thin, and the reason it's thin is because I don't want this to be too bulky a piece that I'm not going to be able to put anything else in my journal. And I'm going to literally just glue it on like that. Then I get my next piece. Again, make sure that the opening is the bottom right. And I'm going to glue this in place as well. I'll probably use a little bit less glue with this one. And that is going to go on top like that. I'm trying to keep them as even as I always, evenly spaced as I can. And then I've got my final one, so make sure that the opening is the bottom and the right. And I'm going to pop that on there like that. And then I'm going to add some embellishing to the top of this. I don't want it to be too much of a spoiler, although I am super excited to release the kit, but that's going to be probably in March, alongside a collaboration that I'm going to be co-hosting, so watch this space. Now I am going to go around the edge here. I haven't done it with all of the papers because I didn't want, just didn't want to go through all the papers, but I've done it on this one because I do want this to stand out. Now I have some vintage lace here. I don't know whether it's going to work. It's very, very vintage, very old, and quite stubborn. So I'm going to see whether I can work with this. And I'm going to cut that end off there as well. So we'll have some lace there, and I'm going to pop that one on there like that, I think. And then I'll show you what we're doing, because that would be helpful, wouldn't it? I might even add, no. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this on here. So I've got a bit of lace there, and then I'm also going to glue my picture on. And as I said, I've gone for thin papers for all of these because I don't want it to be too bulky for my journal. So I'm going to pop that on there like that. And then basically all it does is you've got your first piece that you can open, and you've got extra journaling space here, and then you open again Now I've chosen to go for pattern paper, but if you wanted additional paper, you could add additional paper, and if you wanted to put pockets or text in this, you could do that as well. But you've got a little bit of extra journal space here. When you close that, you then have the second piece, which pops across here and up here and gives you loads more journaling spots. Then you've got your third piece, which pops open here and up here. Got some writing space there. And then you've got your fourth piece, which pops across here, opens up here, and you've got a shed load more journaling space in your journal for that. Now, I absolutely adore how these came out. I did find this fabulous old paper, and I'm going to see if I can cut it down enough so that it'll fit inside of my journal, and then I'd use this as just like a backing. So things like that. It's very thick, that's why I'm struggling to get this off. So let's just cut the excess off. And I'm just going to cut this bit. And let's see how big that is going to be. So will that fit in a journal page is the $1 million question. So I'm going to grab one of the journals quick and just see if that will fit. It will fit in there. So I'm going to keep the backing that size, and I'm going to glue this on here like that. Now, Cara Renee has done a removable belly band. I'm not going to do that because it's not popping up all over the place, but there is an option to do that if that's something that would interest you. I'm just looking to see if I've got anything else that I could, I might put a little bit of cut off fabric there. Just to have a little bit more interest. Let's fray that up a little bit more. And I'm just going to pop that on there, as I said, not for any usable purpose other than just to have some interest. I do have labels in the new kit, but like I said, I don't want to give too much of it away at the moment, so I'm not going to use labels as such at the moment. Not the kit ones anyway, but I'm going to pop that on there like that. Now just be careful it doesn't hinder you from opening your page. Okay, so that's what I would say. Just be careful, whatever you put on top of your front piece here needs to be fairly within the parameters of your front page, just so that it doesn't stick anywhere else. Now I am going to glue this onto my backing paper. Now there's part of me that wants to kind of do it like that and then use a piece of the kit that I cut off to kind of decorate that edge and bring it all together, because that then looks a little bit more vintagey. So there's that option, or I just pop it in the middle. That option, I'm just going to pop this one in the middle. Okay, let's see if we've got anything else I want to add to this first. I really don't know what's going on with my glue at the moment. I'm having a bit of a disaster. My art glitter glue in particular. So that is going to go on there like that. And I'm then going to glue this whole backing piece. Now I'm going to glue it, all of this. But if you wanted to, you could have just glued 3 sides and had it as a text spot, or 2 sides for a text spot, or 3 sides for a pocket. So that is an option. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it on this backing paper here. And when I attach this to my journal, I'm going to attach it just along the top, down the one side and across the bottom, so that I'll have a side pocket there as well. So that is how simple that is, and I really like how that has turned out. So let's make another one, I think. So I've got some more papers here. These are slightly different, but again, we're going to use the same principle. I'm going to go 1, 2, is that 2 there? Feels like this. Yeah, it is. 2 pieces there. 1, 2, 3. Now if you're using something with text on, just be really careful, because in some cases you don't want it to be upside down. Well, you might not care, to be honest. Wouldn't overly bother me, but just be mindful that if you want to do that, then just be careful that it will work in whatever direction you use it in. So I'm gonna use this one here as my backing, and just trim this to make sure it's the size we want. That's one. I'm going to use that smaller. So make sure I'm cutting the right place. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cutting so many now, I'm losing my thread. Okay, so there's my 4 pieces. I'm going to cut out a piece from here. Like that. Okay, I'm definitely keeping all of these straps, well, the decent size ones, because I can use those in the project. So we've got our first one here. Let's make sure that the opening is the bottom and to the right again. We've got our second one, make sure the opening is to the bottom and the right again. And then I'm just going to pop some glue on here. And I'm not going to go too much to town because I don't want it spilling out all over the place. So that will go on here like that. Then I've got my next piece, make sure it opens bottom and to the right again. So that will go on there like that. And then my final piece, again, let's just make sure it opens to the bottom and the right. And let's glue that on. Like that. And I'm just going to see how much scrap material I've got here. Yeah, I think I'm going to put a piece of this as the backing for this one. Now I'm going to have to cut this down a little bit more because I don't want it to go over that edge again. That was a bit of a faff. Okay. Just take some of that edging off. That'll fit on there like that. And then hopefully that'll fit on there like that. So let's pop that on. This paper has a tendency to, this fabric has a tendency to be quite sheer when you're putting glue on first of all. So I've just got to be a little bit careful. Make sure all of that's covered. Put that on there like that. And we will look for a label to go on that. That's perfect because that's got a little bit of blue in. In fact, I think that was made for this. And I still got to be careful I don't go over that first page. As in, whatever I put on as a topper has to be within the boundaries of that first page. And then I've got this again, which I am going to glue this onto. So that is going to go on there like that. And again, we've got exactly the same principle. This one would open out here and here to give you extra journaling pages. It'll open out here and here to give you extra journaling pages. It'll open out here and here to give you extra journaling pages, and it'll open out here and here to give you extra journaling pages. Now, examples of other things you can do with this is, if you wanted to, you could add, so if I popped that on, problem is I haven't got any glue. This is so frustrating. It just gets clogged up all the time, even if I put a pin in it, and I just don't know why. It's better. So what I could do with this is pop a little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue down here, pop this on here, making sure that you're not going past the fold, and then I'm going to snip off this end. And just glue that bottom bit. And you've then got a little side pocket that you could pop some extra journaling space if you wanted to. So yeah, that's exactly the same principle as the first one, just a slightly different take on it. I'd love to know what you think. It really has been, as soon as I saw it, I loved it. Somebody shared it in the Facebook group. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, there is a new Facebook group. Well, it's been running since October now. So there's a new Facebook group there. If you would like to come and join us, I'll leave the information down the bottom. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing with that, and I hope you enjoyed the finished piece. So 2 pieces. Where's the other one? Here. 2 pieces of ephemera for my new journal, and I love them. So I'll leave it there. I will catch you in the next video. Until then, as always, stay safe, be well. Bye for now.